Hello and welcome to our first episode of Queens of Business podcast. We will be discussing brave and daring business ideas, business experiences, stories, everything that is related with female entrepreneurs and their journeys, and of course, our journeys. My name is Mai-Liis Kivistik. I come from Estonia. I'm a naturopath, a face yoga teacher, and I love health. And to the other screen, I have this lovely lady who will introduce herself now.
Thank you, Mai. My name is Kira and I come from Croatia. I'm a coach, business, life executive, relationship, somatic, all kinds of coach and consultant for business as well. Because part of my previous life is marketing and communications and business strategy. But two of us share a big passion and love towards health and holistic health in business as well. So here we are.
Here we are, and we will be here for a long time, which means from this day forward, 2 times per month, you can tune in and listen our lovely podcast, share your ideas, and maybe even come to the show and be the third person on this podcast. But today we don't take special topic, which we will do after next episodes. But today we will dive a bit into our journeys and maybe give you some tips why to actually listen to us or join our journeys. So Kira, can you tell us how did your journey as a coach actually started or why it started?
Mm. Oh, then I need to start from when I was 7 years old or something like that. Because I think in a way we are born with our, not in a way, but we are born with our passions and we are born with some of our skills then that we then later on just go deeper into. So it started when I was even in kindergarten, so even before 7 years old. And I was mentoring, coaching my friends, my peers. And there were some funny stories about it. But then my life continued in some other directions and some other interests that I pursued. I ended up in marketing, in agencies, and then in corporate jobs, leading strategy for Global and Nokia, before that in Siemens. And actually, I was one of the rare people satisfied with their corporate life until I wasn't any longer. And my previous passion started to not only bloom, but wanted to have more and more space. And together with some other decisions in life, here I am today, completely into this passion of mine.
Listening to this, it makes me feel super easy. But has this journey been easy to you?
Partially. So easy part is getting the decision, making the decision, getting the voice inside that's leading you, and then make the decision. But then staying on the path and be aligned with your decision all the time, well, that's the training part, I would say. And how was it for you? How is it? How do you see it?
I totally agree, the training part, because my journey started also when I was like 6 years old, but not in a way that I was healing people with herbs. No, it actually started in the health sector in a way that I was doing competitive ballroom dancing, and eating healthy and training a lot was part of my everyday life. And I did it 10 years in a row. What actually shocked me in the end was that my body failed me in a way. It was overworked, and I had to go through a surgery, which actually ended my dancing career. But this was the real starting point of the journey that I arrived now and still continuing it. But without that part, I don't actually know if I would be here.
Mm.
Because then I realized how important health is. And that we can't actually fix it only with training or eating. There's so much more. Stress related as well, like you mentioned that you liked your corporate life. A lot of people can't say that because either they don't like the people, the boss, the work itself. It's stressful. And stress is the thing that actually kills our immune system. And also, from there, I went to study IT, which I didn't like, but I still finished the bachelor degree because I believe that at that time, I believed that what you start, you have to finish. And
Mhm.
I don't know if I would do it again or not, but
Mhm.
I'm still happy that I finished that. Because of this, to build your own brand is easier. You can do these little things in web that some other people have to pay some specialists.
Mhm.
So you might see it's negative, but other sides also positive.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, it's not only about paying, if I may just
mhm,
add to that. It's not only about paying, but your understanding of the things and then seeing it in front and in vision, and then make your vision real.
yeah, yeah, and often when we hear these questions from some experts, when people ask how has the journey been, everybody else from the outside thinks it's super easy. But going step by step, it's never easy. Just
Mm-hmm.
you can decide what you show to the rest of the world and what you don't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's one more thing that we share, two of us, and I think it should be said loud. Uh, we share a love towards honesty, and we believe that honesty is the best policy.
Yeah,
And that's why our messages, I would say, come from the heart, not to be pathetic, but to say from the clear heart. But I realized when people asking me about my corporate life and about coaching, uh, well, very often the narrative is, and the story that should be accepted is like, oh, I hated it. It was so terrible. Everything was terrible. But it doesn't have to be like that. And of course, I have some frightening stories that you have to overcome, like there were some bullying stories, maybe not towards me, but I really could feel the suffering of my colleagues, and it was terrible to experience that part of corporate life. But then there is as well how you create something for yourself can be quite game changing in that territory as well.
totally agreed. The way you think about every situation gives you the feeling. Because when I was working in events management business, in the end, it was so stressful that I hated even traveling to super nice
Mhm.
places, five-star hotels, and it took me a few years to get over the hatred of traveling. If you listen to this, you might think, how is that possible? But it was because this
Mhm.
wasn't for me. For some other people, that is the perfect way to work and live. But for me,
Mhm.
my whole being was telling me, no, you need to do your own thing, just quit. But I
Mhm.
prolonged it because of fears and everything. But when I finally did that, my health got better as well.
Mhm. And I'm glad that you did, because this is how actually we met.
Yeah,
We met traveling, right? I mean, kind of a business travel, but a lifetime time travel of EU funded project for female entrepreneurs in
yeah.
Spain. Yeah, last year. It was actually last year, May. So we have our anniversary of meeting each other and becoming friends.
Yes, and that is amazing because I actually came to Spain with no expectations. Of course,
Mhm.
I had some ideas that it might bring along, but you know how it is. You never actually know until the end what this project is about that is EU funded. And for for my surprise, even the first call we had, you had the plans behind you, and I was like, "Ooh!" this person I will like. I didn't know you back then. I just saw the background. And yes, we spent 1 month in Spain. And since then, we have had once a week regular calls. We have been thinking about some businesses, writing on paper some things. And to fast forward, now we launched the podcast. So this is really fruity connection.
Maybe it would be interesting to say why we launched podcasts. I mean, I can say for my part how it was so funny when we realized we like talking and we share all these juicy stuff in our talks, and we said, okay, this should be recorded in a way, although free flowing like it is at this point.
Yes, and not to show you like ABC what to do when regarding building a business, but to share real stories, real experiences. At least my experience says that people can teach you how to do the marketing campaign or how to write the business plan. But this is just a small part of reality. Reality can be totally different. And if you hear the stories, can relate, maybe you can just be there where you want to be a bit faster.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What would you say is like the biggest challenge for you facing in your private business, in your female entrepreneurship role, having more than one project?
That is a difficult question, and probably it should be the topic of one of our episodes.
I agree.
But to clarify, what I do actually is that I have my own skincare line, natural skincare, and face yoga trainings. And probably if we look only business challenges so far, I can tell you like 20 small ones, but the biggest one was the trademark problem that I didn't even know can exist because I did everything by the paper. I have been doing since the beginning. This is my knowledge from upstairs. Do all the papers correctly. I know some people don't do it and they still can succeed, but for my piece, it has been the idea. So I registered in Estonia, thinking we are part of EU, so it's all good.
EU,
Something
meaning European Union, if anybody
yes,
doesn't know what the EU is. And Estonia and
exactly.
Croatia are countries in Europe, okay, and part of European Union.
But this actually confirmed the fact: don't assume, never assume, always double check whatever you think you are doing. Double check it, because a year later, when I wanted to actually launch my Amazon campaign, I needed to add my trademark there. And it turned out that Estonian registration is not enough. So I had to pay some fee for European one. It's about 900 euros, something like that. And in Estonia, it's
The beauty of bureaucracy in EU, right? And doing
yes.
business inside. Okay, we can discuss about that as well. Okay, at one point, yeah.
But the point was that there's 6 month period where people can, other companies can actually decline and say why you can't use different parts of your brand name. So that time the brand name was Herbasen, and the part Herba was not accepted by one German company, which brings me to another point, because if we all are doing good for the planet, making natural products, why do we even feel that some tiny, tiny company from Estonia is somehow messing up your plans?
Oh, you're so powerful, my. They can sense it. I
Oh,
think that's
yeah.
great.
But the thing was that, of course, I paid some lawyers to see if we can discuss it, but we couldn't. And it turned out that I had to change the name. And I think this was the hardest because I remember it was during summer. I was seriously crying in my bathroom in July. And I was like thinking, I don't have the energy to continue because this cost me about 10,000 euros. For a small business, it's a lot of money. And I had customers. So I need to retrain my customers with the new trademark. And it was all like different decisions, but I'm happy that I decided to continue because now it's a bit different and I am a bit different. And I can see that my brand is not my baby. It's just one business. I can build another business,
Oh,
but I am not this business.
yeah. Not identifying and having more than one baby is allowed.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine? It's allowed, yeah. And all these things that we didn't know it was allowed or not, and where are the rules or borders and how to proceed, and all these, yeah, unexpected things that we get on our way. For me, it was about COVID, quite a
Mm.
significant one because I had some very good business contracts signed, so already signed, and then COVID came and changed the industry. And all these engagements, face-to-face engagements, and the companies that I had agreements with. And again, no matter it was legally obliged and it was signed and everything, it was like postponed, 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 and then like been waiting and waiting and waiting. And then after COVID, the change of the scenery and all of these signed up contracts not working any longer, and then change of the position again. So this kind of flexibility and not identifying with any kind of role. At that point, I was more of a consulting into the companies. And then I realized something that I remember Jordan Peterson said in one of the interviews that he gave about his business. Doing business with big companies, it's quite overwhelming, and you invest a lot of time into discussing some project, and then you already at the signing point, and then they change the CEO. So for me, it was these kind of learnings that I wasn't anticipating. I thought, oh, it's going to be easy. I come from the big companies, and I know how to work in that field. This is my territory. And then I realized I don't like doing that. I like doing things with people. I did this to do things with people, not systems only. Mhm.
But how do you feel? How is it different? Systems versus people.
It may look the same and as the result in some parts when you're talking about some big project, but it feels different from the start to the process and till the end point. The satisfaction is there, and it's about satisfaction, that inner feeling of joy and living your purpose, and it flows naturally and with ease.
That is so good. Flows naturally. Do you
Yeah,
have any similar experiences with any other areas of your life?
well, all the areas, right? Relationships and
Yes.
all relationships. We all related, and it's all relationships actually that we are talking about. Either business, either love relationship, and as well, health is relationship as well. Relationship with yourself and relationship with the world, which gets out of relationship with yourself. But okay, that's another topic as well.
There's a lot of topics actually, and if you now are watching us or listening us and you have some questions or ideas of a topic that you really want to know, then write to us or add a comment, because then we can actually discuss on these topics that you need or feel that are super beneficial for you. Otherwise, we can speak for hours because
Okay.
we like to discuss things. But to make this show special for you, help us and let us know what do you think.
Yeah, great, Mai, to say that. And we are willing to be raw. We are willing to be open. I'm not going to say the word coming with we, vulnerable. Okay, we are willing.
Yeah, we are, because of course we like to smile and share the positive stories, but this episode and this podcast in general is here to bring all these juicy bits that we have experienced to you, so you could actually use them whichever way you want to use them, but to help you do some parts without this big delay that maybe me or Kira has been doing it before.
Yeah. It would be funny to have like an episode of sad stories.
Yeah, we definitely can.
Sad stories and then opening up and then maybe burying it together or whatever, grooming it into some kind of plants. You see, I'll have plants around myself. So we can do it that way as well.
Yeah, and also how to protect yourself from different people and different reviews, because people are different. They expect different things. But if you work with people, or like you said, Kira, we are all in the relationships, you have to be able to accept whatever they feel to tell to you as well. Not to be like a small kid in a kindergarten saying, oh my God, this lady or this boy is mean, I don't like it. But if you work in a business field, you need to know how to act with the reviews as well.
Yeah. And you have to be ready to stop being people pleaser. If you
Mm-hmm.
are, and many people, me included, was a people pleaser, not realizing even.
Oh, I realized, and I still continue doing it.
Ah, that's a process. That's a process.
But now I'm really trying to recover from that. It's a tough journey,
Mhm,
but step by step getting there,
mhm,
because
mhm,
it's super easy to please people.
mhm.
You
It's
want
so
them to like
easy.
you.
Yeah, yeah. And not only because of that, but because you want to create harmony. I know you. You are about harmony. I mean, I know you that well at this point. And then it's so easy to not to miss that part of people pleasing because you are creating harmony in relationships, in surrounding, in life, in business. And you are willing, when you're a mature person, you are willing to make compromises in a way, right? But then there we are at boundaries and finding the limits and protect your own, as you said,
Yeah,
being that trademark or your personal space or your time, energy.
yeah. But how would you say about yourself? Are you more of an introvert or an extrovert?
Oh, introvert. But many
That's a good
people
point.
say, yes, tell me.
That's a good point, because you are working one to one with people and speaking is your main job.
Yeah,
How does that
and in
sound?
groups. And but listen to this, in groups as well. I have many of groups that I have, and I'm saying that I'm an introvert, right?
Mhm.
But I say I'm an introvert because how I charge myself. My job gives me satisfaction. Being able to support, to help, to um make something new out of something that makes some potential become alive. That's what's feeding my soul. But how I am physically and emotionally feeding myself is by spending time in nature, by reading a book, by walking dogs or playing with animals, by looking in the horizon, uh, seeing the sky, walking on the ground, all these simple pleasures of being on earth. It's not like going out, although I like dancing, but it's not like going out in a crowded club that is going to feed me with new energy.
Yeah, I totally agree, because I'm an introvert as well, and people often ask me, "You do workshops, you go on stages, like how are you introvert?" Because I'm a people pleaser and I'm a nice person, then I'm always speaking with people and trying to let them feel good and feel good as well, right?
Yeah.
But yes, totally introvert, and I prefer to be silent.
Yeah, but you know what? All these boxes that we are put now these days, either than introvert, extrovert, or both in one, you can be that as well. Then maybe the safest answer to to answer is that one. or either you are millennial or Gen Z or whatever, like, and then all these categorizations. But what I realized is that these categorizations are not actually working for us. Even saying being the introvert, well, today I am, but tomorrow when you see me at the workshop, I'm not. Or someone would say, oh, two of them introverted? Oh, liars, look at them, exposing themselves so openly. People pleasers? Oh, really? But now they're going to be criticized for whatever reason there is.
Yeah, this is refreshing actually, because why I spoke about these reviews is the fact that I recently also launched my Amazon campaign, and I thought I do really well with reviews or like feedback. At least I thought.
Don't you?
Well, I usually do, but now comes the twist because in Amazon, these people don't know my brands because I went to German Amazon. I'm nobody to them. In Estonia, of course, they know my brand and they know me, and the energy is the thing that connects it, right? But there they just get the product and they view it on their viewpoints. And I have got already different feedbacks. Like one review said, because I'm selling one gum for muscle training, one person said, one a star, I don't like the taste. And I feel how these reviews actually affect me, although this is so irrelevant to the product. It's just this person taste buds, and natural doesn't suit for that person. But I feel how fours and fives, I don't care. I'm happy for them. This is how it should be. But threes, twos, and ones is like, oh my God, you're telling about me something. But actually, not. This is the product and this is their opinion. So it's
Oh,
so refreshing to see how it influences still.
yeah, that's this kind of golden rule of not taking things personally.
Mhm.
Besides, not make assumptions, not take things personally, and then training it day per day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you deal with it?
I know, I just noticed it and thought
Mhm,
that I thought it's done with this trademark change, that I don't take these things personally,
mhm,
but it still seems that some bits are still there from the nice girl way. I want you to love it,
mhm,
you know,
mhm, mhm,
but to understand that this is subjective. This was
mhm,
nothing related to the product. It was just
mhm.
this person's taste buds. Maybe they don't like the color of the packaging or whatever. If you tell me that you couldn't use the product for some reason, that is totally different.
Yeah, of course. Customer satisfaction is something that we should care about, right? I mean, otherwise, why would we work anything with people or products or uh, being in this kind of business field? But this kind of personal oh, aggravation of some people that are going to be part of the business as well, right? Any kind of business.
Yeah,
I would say again, if it is helping that person, okay, it cannot jeopardize your business because your quality is going to definitely be shown.
yeah.
Just keep on going. Yeah.
But this is the thing I believe a lot of female entrepreneurs, especially, battle with. I think male entrepreneurs don't take these things so seriously. Of
Mm,
course, they still do the business with the whole heart, but they have somehow, I don't know if it's the mother's milk or something genetic, they have built stronger. Like reviews don't affect that much. They can still sleep at night. They can still
mhm,
be like, okay, I will do
mhm,
this better, maybe change that, but I can change the mind of that person.
mhm,
So it's good.
mhm, mhm. I do remember a friend of mine when he was starting some of his businesses, and then you see plural, because usually it's more than once, and then you have to fail at some, and then you continue, and then you learn, and then you keep on growing, and then you fail, and then you keep on growing. And a friend of mine, he had an excellent original idea about traveling. I'm not going to go into details, at least not now, but it was perfect idea. And he got a person doing some web things for him, not only web design, but everything about the shop, everything about all things web related. And that person started to be slower and slower, and then saying that somebody in his family died, and it's taking longer, and it's taking longer, and it's taking longer. And then what happened is that that person that was paid to do the web part of the business stole the idea and launched his web with that idea. And I was like, wow, I was angry. I mean, my friend was like stoic at that point. And I said, how can you be that stoic? How can you? And he said, you know what? He can live his life, but the place where this idea came from, that place is still here. And there are more ideas in me. And he became successful.
That's a good sample because no matter what happens, we still have this.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's why I relate success as something positive. I know in these strange days that we live these days, but world has always been a strange place, right? Um, Success can be something toxic if not seeing the right way, I would say. But if you see success as free flowing and being authentic and live your best every moment, giving your best and in accordance with your values, and getting stronger and getting some new skill set and expanding yourself, success is a beautiful thing. I like success. What do you think about success, Mai?
Yeah, success is a beautiful thing, but there's the but. If we
Uh,
now go to how to say this generation, because me and you, we come from a bit older generation where like
no,
my
no, really?
back,
Okay, sorry.
yes, you are joking, that's good.
Mm.
But I
Because
come
I
from,
consider myself so old and so young at the same time. That's why I'm okay. Mm.
but that's true, we are young as well. But the thing is that I come from competitive dancing background, which means I know how to work hard to get my goals. Even if sometimes they are unrealistic, I can move mountains because I'm used with that. But now, if we come to this generation of kids that go to high school, for example, at least in Estonia, I think it's all over the world, but I can speak about Estonia. They now tell that, oh no, at gym classes, we don't need to put grades. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to make efforts to get any points. We don't need to compare students. I can understand it to some points. But if you take away all the need to actually try to achieve some goals at school, then they will not do it in the afterlife as well.
Mm.
Is it the same in Croatia?
Ah, I don't think yet. I don't think like that yet. That it has been. I what I see is like quite competitive
Yeah.
surroundings and in world as well. And I'm thinking how I like this. Girls compete, women support each other.
Yeah.
And then again, I'm thinking Finnish educational system, and I was spending a lot of time in Finland. And they are not for compete, but at the same time, they have one of the best educational system in the world. Well, Finland is your neighboring country, so and what I realized working with Finnish people and being friends with them is although they have that kind of system for quite some time, but they were very capable, and I appreciated their work ethic and the professionalism, and they were quite pro and honest people. And if this is the result of coming from that kind of educational system, okay, then I'm pro. But not sure
Yeah.
if this is similar in Estonia. What is the difference?
But then again, you worked with people your own age,
Oh, yeah,
not
what you
younger
mean?
age.
Hmm. Hmm.
Our age, yes, it's perfect. But now, like, basically the system says that if you participate in a run, everybody wins. But if you take away the feeling that you want to win, at least at some
Mhm.
things, or
Mhm.
get good points, then you don't do it in life. And this shows when they go apply for a job. They come there, no experience, asking a lot of money for a salary and thinking that's okay.
Okay.
Like,
We are talking about entitlement now, right?
yeah.
Yeah. That's never a good thing to be entitled. And this is like, yeah, I deserve, but this deserve is coming from I know my own value. But knowing your own value doesn't mean that you are a lazy
Mhm.
person sitting entire day on your couch, right?
Yeah.
It's not only about supporting yourself, it's about our relationship with the world around us. How are we coming into the world, what we are bringing. That kind of, I would say, responsibility, although responsibility is a funny sounding word. Joy of being us in the world.
Mhm. And then if we go from that point to see why some people, like, I think the average that they say is 80% out of businesses that start the first year quit.
Yeah. Okay. So
So
if anyone is listening to us at this point is in the first year of their business, we have such a positive message. You're going to fail. You're just going to stop doing it. Okay.
no, no, don't do these jokes. But the point is there. Why they quit is because they see it's hard. And if you are not used with actually push yourself a bit over your limits sometimes,
Mm,
you can't succeed. That is the truth. If
mm,
you feel that this is a hobby that you do, it will not be a business. At first
mhm,
year, everything, well, okay, I can't say everything. Most of the things are still a hobby until you actually start earn positive revenue that you can use.
that you can live by, right?
Yes, yes.
That is, yeah. Mhm.
So that's why it's super important to have this spark in you that you can work overtime. You know that there's a saying that be your own boss because then you can do whatever you want, but actually you work 24/7.
Mhm, mhm.
And this is the reality.
Until you come to this kind of 2 hours work and stuff like 2 hours or 4 hours business uh,
Yeah,
week.
until you have a team that can do part of your job, then you have to overwork. If you build your team, you get enough revenue, then it becomes easier.
Yeah, like when you become fluent in your business,
Yeah,
then you don't need to learn all the grammar, then you don't need to learn all the vocabulary, then you're just fluent, then you just speak, then it just goes out. But until you are there, you work, you do your homeworks, you are
true that.
sitting on the chair or whatever kind of learner you are. Mm.
So, I think we are heading towards the end of this episode, but to finish off good, I would like to know what is the best thing that has happened to you during your business years?
Wow. The best thing, I know, the best thing is becoming more and more of myself. That's the best thing. I think that if you want to learn and if you want to grow, oh, start your own business really fast. Of course, you can do it in other ways, but that's very, very honest feedback that you receive and challenges that you have to overcome. It's fast lane to become more and more of yourself.
Yeah, and everybody who is building a business, you are doing self development.
Yes.
Either you notice it or not, but every day is different. Every person you speak with is different. So
Yeah.
you are growing every moment.
Yeah. I would like to joke as again, if I may, may.
Oh, yes, you can.
Okay. Imagine how much money you would need to pay someone or somewhere to get to this kind of self-development level
Yeah,
as when you are having your own business. And
that
yeah,
that is a good joke. But if there is somebody who is listening and just thinking about building a business, don't be scared away because I think it's with everyone. If you would have known how hard it would be, you would never start. But if you never start, you can never know how good you can be. So definitely start.
definitely start. I agree. Definitely start. And then keep on going.
Yeah.
And if you want to answer your question as well,
Well, I didn't think that I have the answer, but okay.
you
I
don't
think
have to. You can keep it as a secret for some other time if you want.
no, I think we have too many topics to discuss anyway. But I seriously think that your answer comes to me as well because I seriously value value-based branding, and the more I grow, the more I see that a lot of businesses don't, and this is my advantage that I'm see-through. Whatever I feel, I share. It's not like I love nature, but I do greenwashing, for example. No, I want to see that all that I do is also nature friendly and leaves as less or as little footprint on the planet as possible. So I think it's kind of the same,
Mm-hmm.
being more and more me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Values are so important, and knowing yourself is so important. And then when we are learning about know yourself, not really realizing how important it really is. But it is the most important thing. Everything else comes as a result of that.
Oh, yeah. And if you don't know how you act in difficult situations, then building a business shows you fast.
You're so right. I'm now thinking of all the difficult situations, like whoo, 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 and yeah, you're
And the
right.
more you grow, actually, you start to understand that difficult situations will be your everyday life. But at one point, you don't see them anymore as difficult. It's just another day, another thing to handle, and you do it with ease, like building a muscle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Completely agree. And then the importance of exercising, we both know it. But again, another topic, I would say. Can you be
Yeah.
an entrepreneur if you don't exercise? Not only your brain, but your body. Mm. And
This
how
is
to exercise.
this is
Yeah.
actually a super good next episode topic. So if you feel intrigued by that, tune in for the next episode as well. Because another thing that we share is that we are both the yoga teachers,
Mhm.
and we love that part as well. But come and hear, how do we use it? Why do we practice it? And how is this all related to business success? Next
Mm.
time.
Okay, I've been waiting.
Yes,
Yeah,
but we have had such a nice conversation. So thank you, Kira, for doing this with me. And thank you, lovely person who listened or watched. And I hope we can see you next time.
thank you, Mai. Thank you, anyone. Bye.
Bye.